Hey guys, welcome to Mindset Medicine. My name's Chris.
My name is Kevin.
And this is episode 2. So hopefully you guys again have watched the intro and have watched episode 1.
If you haven't, go back.
Yeah, just a quick recap. Episode 1 we talked about everything's created twice, and just basically how the results that you currently see in your life are based off of consistent thought patterns that you've held for the last couple months, couple years, even couple of decades. And so today we're going to talk about a little bit about noticing what you're noticing so that you can notice those patterns that you're in, and if they're not serving you, you can switch them. That's basically the talk here.
Yeah. Noticing what you're noticing. Another way I like to say it is pay attention to what you're paying attention to.
It's a good one.
Because in the absence of noticing what you're noticing, there's my mentor Mary Morrissey says there's no one at the helm.
Yeah.
So you can't direct where your thoughts go, where your attention goes. You're asleep, honestly. Mm-hmm. And I've experienced. I mean, like when I was first introduced and noticing what you're noticing, I felt like I woke up. You know, I'm woke.
No, that's,
you know,
yeah.
but because you're aware of then what you're creating. So noticing what you're noticing is the first tool to start to change your life in a reliable way. Mm-hmm. This one little tool.
Right. And the way that I like to think about it, and the way that's helped me a lot, is for the noticing part. I notice that there's different parts of me. And so what I mean by that, I'll give an example of fear. So if I have an idea or something that I really would like to do, let's say quit my job. It's a pretty big example, but it's something that I've gone through recently in my life. I thought part of me is afraid to quit my job because of the benefits, because of the pay, the friends I had there, the career that I was building. But a part of me really wanted to move forward. So when you think about yourself in parts, then it's like, okay, not all of me is afraid and not all of me wants to move forward. So now what you do is you feed the part of you that you want to grow. So what I did was I noticed that I was thinking fierce thoughts. I stopped thinking about those by not placing my attention on them, and I placed my attention on the thoughts of growth and me wanting to leave and quit. And the more attention I placed on that, and the more energy, the more of my life energy I gave that, the stronger it became, and eventually starved out the fear thoughts to the point where I was able to just make the decision to quit, and I never felt better about it. Mm-hmm. And so you can do that with really, really small things, because I think a lot of times when people feel anxiety or feel fear, they're like, oh, like all of me is afraid, like everything, every part of my being is afraid.
Yeah,
but
I can't do this. I'm locked up in fear.
I can't. Yeah, exactly. And again, so just kind of take notice of that. And that's a very important word, like you said, is like noticing. Like you have the ability to kind of take a step back from your actions and thoughts and say, hey, like, why am I thinking this? Like, like, is this empowering to me?
Mm-hmm. And there's always going to be, there's two signals. It's expansion or contraction. That's it. Just two. And any thought, any feeling, any action is either based in, Jim Carrey says it this way, that's either based in fear or based in love. So that's love is expansive. You felt that before. And fear is contractive. It's bringing you, like pulling you back, like, oh gosh, I don't want to do that because I'm afraid that I'm going to fail. Or what is going to happen? Your mind starts thinking of all the scenarios that hasn't even happened yet, and you don't even want to happen. So we talked about in the first video of everything is created twice. If once this is real key, that once you're able to notice what you're noticing, so you notice, all right, you're feeling fear. If you can just notice that you're noticing that, then it's like, it's a level up, and you're looking down on yourself like, okay, what that's going to produce, if continuously emphasized and repeated, is something I don't want. So if you notice that, it's like, okay, then what's the other alternative? Is thinking in a different way that's more empowering, that's more expansive. And then you think with this noticing faculty, you can then notice where that path will take you. If you emphasize and repeat those patterns of thought of empowering, expansive, things that give you life, and you follow those, then you can see where that will take you. They're two different trajectories, but without the awareness of noticing what you're noticing, then you can't. Mm-hmm. It's impossible. Yeah. And then you get stuck in like what he said is like feeling that your entire being is fearful and that you can't move forward.
Yeah, and I think that's the most powerful point of the lesson is that when you do take a step back and you do the noticing from kind of like that higher level, you feel back in control.
Yeah.
Because then again, the patterns that are controlling you, you're like taking a step above them and you're like, okay, I notice that they're controlling me. That's huge, because when you don't take that step up, you're just going to continue to be stuck in that spiral of thoughts and where you're placing your attention and all that, and it can get away from you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like one thing that I noticed a lot. And
You
another
noticed
thing,
it?
yeah, I did
You
notice
noticed it?
Yeah, I did. And I think it's also important to mention here that like it's okay to feel fear, and it's okay to be anxious, and it's okay to not know what you want to do. But it's not okay to be stuck in those patterns and feel like you can't do anything about them.
Yeah,
and that
always do something.
And that's what we're trying to convey here with this noticing what you're noticing concept. And that's made all the difference for me. And
Yeah.
I use this principle every single day. Every day I use this, because it's amazing. Like once you start to use it more and more, you really do develop that faculty of being like, oh, like that person bumped into me and didn't say sorry. Like I would have, normally would have kind of reacted and been like, oh, like ruined my day.
Yeah.
Right? But then now it's like, oh, hey, like he could have been in a rush. Like he might have really been sorry. Like it's just, you kind of just raises to that level of awareness of being like, hey, I'm in control of whatever, I'm seeing in my experience, and I can choose to react how I want.
Yeah, absolutely. And so for you, because again, this channel is not about just inspiration, it's about action. So inspiration with action will change your life. So, and this one's simple, super simple. It's a mental tool.
Yeah.
So try it out today. Like literally just try it out, noticing what you're noticing. And here I'm going to give a little exercise so you can have the experience of noticing what you're noticing, so that you can see how you can apply it in other areas of your life. So if you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes. I'm going to go do so. Take a deep breath. And just first off, notice your feet. Whether they're planted on the ground or crossed or wherever they are, just notice your feet, the bottoms of your feet. Then notice your right kneecap. Notice your left elbow. Notice your right pointer finger. Notice the tip of your nose. And now notice the rise and fall of your chest as you breathe. And now take that noticing faculty and just put them on your thoughts. Notice your thoughts. You may be thinking, what is this? What is going on? Or you might be thinking, this is interesting. You might be thinking, this is boring. Whatever it is, it's okay. No judgment, just notice what you've been thinking. And now, notice that you can notice your thoughts. Notice that you had the ability to notice your body. And now you can open your eyes again. And the question then is, who is it within you? Who is it within me? Who is it within him that can notice your body, but is not your body? If you lose a hand, you're not going to say, I lost my hand. I lost me.
Yeah.
You say, I lost my hand. Same thing, you're not your thoughts. You notice your thoughts, you direct your thoughts, but you're not your thoughts. The very fact that you can notice what your thoughts have been, and you can notice that you can notice your thoughts, is clear evidence that you're not your thoughts, you're not your body, you're something else. You're a spiritual being having a physical human experience. And that's why we have this capability to direct our thoughts, direct our noticing faculty to then emphasize thoughts that we want, dissolve and release thoughts that we don't want.
Right. Yeah, and I think that was an awesome exercise, because I really like doing that exercise, because again, it's like when you ask, who is it that's noticing your body but is not your body, I'm just like,
it might be
like,
a little...
who is it?
Yeah.
and it's you. It's
the real you.
It's the spiritual side of your nature.
Yeah.
So again, practice noticing what you're noticing, and then next week we're gonna kind of build off of the noticing what you're noticing and teach you how to notice your longings and discontents, so that you can move forward in your life. And again, we're gonna get into this next week, but just a little preview. And this is an experience that I had in my life. Like whenever I had longings and discontents, I kind of pushed them down and was like, oh, like something's wrong. Like
You
I
noticed
don't
them,
yeah, I noticed them, but I didn't really know what to do with them. So next week we're gonna teach you
What to
do
do
with
with
them.
them.
Yeah. But again, it's really important that you practice this noticing what you're noticing technique with any of the little things. Like really just put yourself in control and really just start to build that faculty of, hey, I am in control. And then next week we're gonna build further on this. So the more you practice this week, the better it's gonna work out for you next week when we build on this.
Yeah, and the one thing I just really want to highlight again is what Chris said, that it's okay if you feel some fear, doubt, worry, whatever, some negative thoughts or anything like that. It's okay. Guess what? Guess why? And guess what? We're all human.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
human. He's human.
Yeah.
We're all human, so we all have these two parts of our nature. The part of us that wants to move forward and the part of us that wants to stay in our current comfort zone. That part of us that wants to stay in the same comfort zone is where these thoughts of fear rise up.
Yeah.
So it's okay. You're gonna have it. It happens to everyone, even the most successful people you think of. Promise you.
Honestly, the most successful people understand that fear is always going to be a player, but they have tools and techniques to rise above that fear.
Which is what you're learning.
Honestly, man, after all this talk, we should do a whole episode on fear.
I'm down.
Just because that's super important. Because again, that one fear is what kept me in a place that honestly was like debilitating my mind and my body at a job I hated because I was afraid. I feel like so many people are afraid to do things and they don't know what to do with it. So
fear
we should
is
definitely
the
do episode on
number.
that.
Yes, definitely. Because fear is the number one killer of all dreams.
And doubt, but they kind of go
kind of the same. Yeah.
But yeah,
Stem
so
cell.
stay tuned next week. We're going to teach you about longings and discontents, and hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yes.
Again, subscribe below or below above. I don't know where you
Find the subscribe button.
It's on the page. The
Press
big
it.
red button. Yeah.
Press it because it'll change your life.
Yeah.
Promise you.
All right.
Peace.
See you next week.